The lights above the arena shimmered like stars in a steel sky as Angel Reese stepped onto the floor, head held high, boots clicking against the polished hardwood. She'd arrived draped in confidence, a high-fashion ensemble perfectly curated, for the national spotlight, a carefully chosen statement before the game had even begun. Yet as the evening progressed, the spotlight dimmed around her, eclipsed by a narrative no one had quite anticipated. From tip-off, the Indiana fever came at the Chicago sky with razor-sharp intent. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell launched into action, a wave of precision that put the sky's defense on its heels. Their offense moved like quicksilver, crisp passes slicing through gaps, ball movement crisp enough to echo off the United Center walls. Ary McDonald sprinted off the bench, corner threes moments after her name lit up the screen. A quick boost of energy and a jolt to anyone who thought this was just a showcase matchup. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, her name on every banner and billboard, was ghosted. Or perhaps she simply ghosted the moment. She looked lost in every sense. There were flashbacks of anticipation in every shot she missed, echoes of potential in every layup that clanged harmlessly off the rim. Her stat line sits stark on the page now. 4 bleak points in over 25 minutes of play, 12 rebounds, a minor consolation, 2 assists. The plus-minus? A devastating -20. Yet stats are dry numbers. It's the heart you feel in the arena that tells the real story. And her heart? It seemed to skip every opportunity to jump back into the game. Fans watching from home and in the stands were silent at first, disbelief blanketing cheers that failed to materialize. Side by side, with no star in Chicago's offense finding a rhythm, Indiana flourished. Mitchell with her smooth pull-up jumper, Boston carving through for a floater, McDonald driving off the left wing, drawing contact and finishing with a flourish. Even lesser-known Fever players stepped up, Ary Boston ripping down rebounds, Lexi Hull diving for loose balls. The bench erupted with every run, every stop, every smart possession. Chicago's bench, in contrast, wore long shadows as the game slipped far from what it could and perhaps should have been. Angel's struggles deepened in each dead ball timeout. She shuffled to the sideline after a missed layup, guarding her face with her jersey. She stood on the wing, hands on knees, trying to recalibrate. But the game drained from between her fingers like sand through a sieve. There was no surge, no resurgence. Simple plays she'd sunk thousands of miles to master betrayed her now. One moment sticks in memory, the air ball. A wide open layup, no defense around her, no pressure breathing down her neck. The ball sailed past the backboard with a lonesome thud. A hush fell over a crowd primed for fireworks. Social media exploded, slow-motion replays of that shot, a meme in the making. Even commentators who'd praised her earlier found their tone shifting, not entirely unsympathetic. After all, they'd also been watching the night unspool so painfully. "This isn't just a bad night," someone observed. "It's a breaking point." And yet, Angel wasn't silent. She reached for a outlet off the court. The catwalks, the podcasts, the red carpet nights, the Met Gala, glitzy cameos. A podcast voice that tasks listeners with laughter and hype, a platform she'd clearly spent more time crafting than her post-game face. That's not to say she didn't believe in her talent, but when all you bring on game night is image, it's hard to find redemption in the box score. Meanwhile, Indiana chipped away at the deficit like skilled sculptors. Their lead ballooned to 30. The Fever's coach, Austin Kelly, barely raised his voice. Subtle confidence in rotations, in trust, in letting his players own the run. Chicago's crowd sensed the shift. They leaned back, arms folded, eyes tracking. Each Fever bucket while Chicago looked lost in a playbook it had never practiced. The final buzzer cut through the tension, 79-52, 27 points. A humiliation national in scale. Not one Sky player hit double figures. 8 points, the leading scorer, Camila Cardoso. 4 points, Angel Reese. 12 rebounds against a -20 plus-minus. Not just absent, overshadowing an era-defining moment, standing next to a relentless Indiana squad that named no star, expected no miracles, only consistency and focus. Post-game, analysts asked hard questions. Is Angel eyeballing more style than substance? Is her Instagram-ready persona overshadowing sloppy shot selection and passive aggression? She's a walking brand, a queen of social media fashion. But what about her craft? She tweeted, yes. She posted her picture in designer fits, yes. But did she attempt to justify it, to salvage the evening? Or did she simply fade into quiet corners while teammates did the bleeding? The ripples reached coaches too. Was Chicago's messaging off kilter? Were unity and accountability suppressed beneath the weight of individual hype? No coach or player emerged looking triumphant. A shot clock violation, a turnover, a breakdown in communication. Numbers that didn't add up to ambition, and for Indiana, clarity. A thesis on teamwork. A statement. We win with bullets and hustle, not headlines. Kelsey Mitchell for 17 and counting. Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull electrifying the defense. Ary McDonald's 12 points and decisive impact. They didn't need to scream on social media that they belonged. They proved it with minutes that mattered. Their depth showed. A team built, not bought. But Chicago fans? They were left with a ruin to rebuild. Every shot that rimmed out. Every glance from Reese that looked farther from the game than the next scoring opportunity. Overnight, she became the face of a humiliating loss. A standing question. Can she be the player the hype says she is? Or is this title, worst player, in history, more of a painful inevitability than dramatic outrage? The night is long and cold for the sky. Losses like this linger. You replay them on the subway ride home, in the shower, at work the next morning. The franchise wonders, how will Angel answer? Will she return next game ready to lead, to speak through actions instead of threads? Or will the image continue to outpace reality? Is she a beacon eye of the locker room or a billboard on the court? For Angel Reese, this is more than one poor performance. It feels like a crossroads. The stakes climb as the season lengthens and headlines demand answers. Her silence on post-game interviews, her low-key exit from the arena, the question that lingers. Is she built for moments like this? The Fever rolled out of United Center with their record pristine, their cohesion intact, their hope renewed. Indiana saw their path to a championship glinting ahead. They didn't need hype. They built it. Chicago, meanwhile, steps off court into a hard reflection. Every broken play, every missed assignment, every quiet star. The moral, for all involved, in the arena's unforgiving glare, chase substance, not shadows. For Angel Reese, the lesson has been broadcast live. Glamour only carries you so far. Championships, trust, leadership, they're earned in the trenches, one possession at a time. The spotlight won't wait, and last night's collapse isn't just embarrassing, it's a challenge. Will she rise? Right now, the question hangs over Angel's future in black and gold like a buzzer waiting to echo. Will she learn or linger? Will Chicago regroup or recast? One game doesn't erase a legacy, but 4 points, minus 20, and no others in double digits, a loss of this magnitude is a pivot. Because tonight, the night Angel Reese declared herself ready for greatness, it simply didn't show. Brash social feed or a blank stare on the court. The real story, the one counting for real, is whether this star burns brighter after hitting rock bottom or flickers out under scrutiny. The door is open. Angel is waiting. The next tip-off might define her, for better or worse.